Hello everyone, it's Devin, and welcome to another album review. In this video I will be talking about the new LSD album, Labrinth, Sia, and Diplo present LSD. This is the new full-length, I guess, sort of debut album from the newly formed pop supergroup LSD. LSD consists of singer-songwriter and producer Labrinth, pop superstar Sia, and massively successful DJ and producer Diplo. And while I'm not a huge fan of any of these artists' own work, I was actually getting kind of excited for this album. These artists all tend to make music that falls under the umbrella term of millennial pop music, which is a style of music that I rarely find myself enjoying. But a lot of the singles that were released in promotion of this album were really great and kind of hinted that there might be more to this album than your average millennial pop record. The first song released by LSD came out about a year ago now. It's the song Genius, and this was a song that took a lot of the production hallmarks of millennial pop and EDM-influenced pop music, but then really built them out with really nimble strings, quirky textured beats, and pretty great vocal performances from both Labrinth and Sia. Overall, it was a super catchy, super fun, and really kind of distinct and unique pop song that I really loved. It was a song that really got me excited to see what else this group would be doing, and then two more of the singles that they released for this album actually furthered my excitement and sustained my attention, the tracks Thunderclouds and Mountains. Thunderclouds is this super bombastic, colorful pop banger with some fantastic vocals from both Labrinth and Sia. Particularly Labrinth, he goes off on this song. Diplo's instrumental on this track was loaded with these really momentous kind of drum rolls, massive hits of horns and bright pianos, and the chorus was super catchy too. It was really one of my favorite mainstream pop hits of last year. Sure, it might have been a little bit generic, but it just sounded so good, like, ah. And the track Mountains was another moment that was sonically and melodically deeply rooted in millennial pop music, but the tune and the vocal melodies of the song were just so good and so sweet that I didn't mind one bit. So yeah, this handful of songs kind of left me excited to see what this odd trio would do in the context of a full-length project together. I did go into this album with caution, because I know I'm usually not the biggest fan of the music these guys make, but I was excited nonetheless. I also liked seeing that this album is only 10 tracks and 30 minutes in length, because I do like me a good short and sweet album. The album starts off with a supremely weird intro track titled Welcome to the Wonderful World of, which is a song that is composed of several distinct sections, some of which I love, others I really can't stand. The song starts off with some pretty sweet vocal harmonies, but soon explodes into this gross, gurgling electronic beat that I just cannot get behind. After that, though, the song progresses into a pretty beautiful and pretty great passage with these soaring electric guitars that I don't think are real guitars. They sound either synthetic or sampled, but they still sound good. And Sia belting out, "I'm here on Venus!" I really like this part of the track. It's pretty nice, and it gives off the sensation of floating on a cloud. And then we get this obnoxious little spoken word bit that serves to kind of introduce you to the album that I find to be kind of annoying. Like I said, this song is all kinds of weird. Not the best start to the album, but things do get better on track 2, Angel in Your Eyes, which is a song that totally delivers on the catchy, quirky, almost psychedelic pop vibes that I hope to hear on LSD in spades. I love how Diplo's production totally embraces the trends and conventions of millennial pop music while still having a somewhat unique sound, and the tune is really distinct. It's a really sharp song, in my opinion. However, outside of this track and the 3 singles I gushed about earlier, there aren't really any songs on LSD I can say I love. The song Audio, which was another single from this album, is pretty bad. The refrain is really annoying, and the conventions of millennial pop music that are implemented here are just done in a way that feels much less inspired than the best moments on here. The song No New Friends isn't really much better. Like, that song is so generic that it hurts, as is the song Heaven Can Wait. And then we have the song It's Time, which is the sole piano ballad on this album. And while I do think this album could have benefited from a nice, quiet moment, this song is really the only time here where Sia and Labrinth are both very off vocally. Like, Sia's vocal inflection at the beginning of the song is just really, I don't know, just unfitting for the song. It sounds like she's singing through gritted teeth, and Labyrinth's falsetto throughout the track is just plain awful. And for a closer, we get a remix of the track Genius featuring Lil Wayne. And while I love Genius, I mean, I loved it earlier on this very album, I'm not sure if this remix adds very much at all, especially when Wayne's verse is straight up nonsense. Like, just listen to this. I'm a genius under pressure, no question, I'm really special. Upper echelon when I bless you, molest you with intellectual. It's a pleasure, it gets sexual. Women lemon complexion. Quick connections, then ejections. My love is so ambidextrous. Did Lil Wayne just come out as bi? Yeah, so overall I'm having pretty conflicted feelings on this album. I really wanted to love it, but for me, LSD is an album of peaks and valleys. I do think it is worth listening to just for the highlights alone, but don't expect this album to be super solid front to back. Still though, this is a decent enough record with some really great highlights, so if LSD as a group proves to be, you know, more than a one-time thing and we do get another album from this group, from this trio, I, for one, will certainly listen. For a score, I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. I thought it was decent. I think it's worth checking out. Yeah, so maybe listen to it, I guess. So that's going to do it for my thoughts on this new LSD album. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and bye!